Hi, and thank you, and welcome back as we start off this week of programming, albeit on a Tuesday, as we are winding down the month of May, gearing up towards June, and looking up to some better temperatures. Just double checking. They're still there. I've got at least one day in the 80s in your forecast. Maybe more, we'll see, but at least one. And that is about half as many as we have seen in a number of weeks. And while that doesn't break records, I think it does rank right up there as one of the coolest times for the entire month of May, plus or minus. And we'll talk more about that as soon as I get all that data together. But it's been unusually cool out there. That's no news, but we'll talk about it anyway a little bit later on. The good news is the 80s are here. We do have showers, maybe some thunderstorms adding up to another inch or two by late tomorrow night. We'll certainly talk about that, take a look at local conditions. But how temperatures and conditions are improving by the end of your 7-day and the first few days of June. I'll get to local news in just a few moments. Let's talk about the penny first. I had this for Friday, but I just couldn't get it in the show, so I left it here on the desk. But the U.S. Mint, the Department of Treasury, confirmed late last week that they had placed their very last order of blanks to make the penny. And as soon as those are gone, there will be no more made. That will save them instantly over $55 million just in the materials. This comes, of course, on the heels of President Trump's announcement back in February, I think it was, that he was ordering his administration to stop producing the penny. Those in favor of this cite one thing. According to the AP, it's cost to make, it's worth a penny, cost for to produce. And, also they claim it's just limited utility. Fans of the penny, say that things like charity drives and bargain costs, that you can see, for a penny, so to speak, are important, and that the nickel actually costs 14 cents to make one. Nevertheless, pennies are the most popular coin minted by the U.S. Mint, 3.2 billion last year, and that's more than half of all the new coins that were made. But they are coming to an end. What's going to happen to all those jugs out there? Good question. And on COVID-19 vaccines, U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today announced that COVID-19 vaccines are no longer recommended for healthy kids and pregnant women, something that has been questioned immediately by a lot of public health experts, championed by other individuals. He posted a video about a minute long earlier today saying that he had removed COVID-19 vaccines from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommendations for kids and pregnant women. CDC officials simply referred questions about the move and announcement to Kennedy, as they were not involved and in apparent not support of the decision. U.S. health officials, after recommendations by infectious disease experts, have been urging annual COVID-19 boosters for everyone, all Americans, 6 months or older now, of course, shortly after this pandemic began. A CDC advisory panel has already got a meeting set for this coming month of June. They're going to be making some recommendations about the fall shots. Among the options that they are looking at is suggesting shots for high-risk groups, but still giving lower-risk people the choice to get vaccinated. We'll have to wait and see what they so choose, but more than 1.2 million people have died from COVID-19, most of them elderly, but children, of course, as well. Some 1,300 lives, at least, that they can confirm. So, not the first time for this location, for this type of incident, but it was double the trouble, so to speak. The only trouble being the dumpster at the Allen Drive apartment complex last night. A warning from the Sagersville Police Department to anyone at the Allen Drive apartment complex and to anyone else who encounters a bear. Yes, they're pretty. You could even call them cute, but don't ever call them pets or anything of that nature, or try to get too close. Even though they look as though they're perfectly content here, as they more than likely were going through the garbage at the dumpster near the maintenance facility there at the apartment complex, there's no taking chances with wild animals, especially black bears. And this isn't the first time we've seen them at this location, but late last night, not one but two, perusing the garbage, which, before it was over, ended up being strewn all about as they cased the joint looking for something to eat. This was video taken over the course of several minutes, and it was, I think, possibly well more than an hour that these two were out rummaging and pillaging and going through the garbage and trying to find a snack. As far as the proximity to the closest apartment, 40 feet maybe or so. Most individuals, I'm told, carefully looking through the glass. Nevertheless, the Sagersville Police Department did notify the Department of Fish and Wildlife, who again has been called to this location before, as they have many others. We'll keep you up to date on any future sightings, but wanted to make sure that we stress to everyone, please watch from afar if you watch. In other news, a Floyd County teenager who was a juvenile at the time of a serious shooting that took place in the Pikeville parking garage back late last fall is now going to be tried as an adult in the case. A grand jury has indicted 18-year-old Brandon Lee Poston of Allen, Kentucky on numerous charges, attempted murder, as well as other serious counts. This was going back to early October and late one night, early one morning, and it actually involved a McGoffin County native at the time who was among a group of young people who had just left a gathering and were going back to their car in the parking garage where they encountered Poston, who had been damaging other vehicles, and as they were trying to leave, he approached their vehicle. The end result was that he shot two people, including a young man formerly from McGoffin County who had to be rushed by his friends to the Pikeville Medical Center for serious injuries. Authorities found Poston a short time later at another location and took him into custody, a teenager at the time, a juvenile, still a few weeks away from turning 18 years of age. However, a Pike County grand jury has now indicted him, charging him as an adult, where he faces up to 20 years in prison. More headlines, more news, more information, more on your weather in a few moments. It's just the perfect spot to grab lunch, a snack, something sweet, pick up your meds, or have them brought to you curbside. It's your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy that's been proud to serve you and your families for over 100 years. And now on their already incredible menu, fresh baked goods from the Daily Bread. Frazier's Prater Drug Store, 349-3135.
My name is Don McFarland, and I have been an attorney in Eastern Kentucky for over 30 years. This is my son, Max McFarland. I'm very proud of Max. He is incredibly intelligent, a hard worker, and is graduating from law school this spring. Max will take the bar exam this summer.
We are a family and we treat our clients like family. Bigger law firms are not always better law firms. There is no substitute for experience, personal attention, wisdom, and knowing who your attorney is.
When you have any legal needs, come see us and we will personally represent you, and we will put our experience and energy to get the results you need.
If you have been in a car wreck, injured on the job, in need of Social Security disability benefits, or have any legal needs, come see us and let us take care of you. Call us at 349-9000.
One name, one call, one ultimate solution to your heating and cooling, sales, 24-hour service, and installation for home, commercial, boilers, chillers, and VRF systems. With over 15 years of experience and now based right here in the viewing area, Ultimate Air. 496-6650.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH, more for Appalachia.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account. along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Salyersville National. Jumpstart the career you've always wanted today with one call. One call to Tech Center, Kentucky's newest and most innovative trade college, offering national certification. Graduate in less than a year. Limited scholarships are available now, and this enrollment is open until August the 2nd. In carpentry, electrical, heavy equipment operation, masonry, plumbing, and welding. Tech Center is located in Salyersville in the back of the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. You can call them at 349-7115 or find out everything at techcenterky.org. Let me flip things around just real quickly. We'll go to our calendar announcements right now. Another detail that I've got for at least one of our stories coming up in just a few seconds, coming across the desk as I speak. So with that said, it's a happy birthday wish tonight to a now 21-year-old, I'm told. That's right, happy 21st birthday to Amanda Keaton from your son Ryder and a host of family and friends. The happiest of 21st birthdays to you. That's a big one. That's an important one. We hope it has been awesome. Happy birthday from Ryder, family, and friends. We've got a couple of reminders going on to tonight's calendar. First off, the 2025 cost share program, 50/50 cost share program. The application period ends this Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Remember, the day short this week, so you've got until tomorrow to get those applications in. If you're still interested, call the Montgomery County Conservation District, 349-1919. They'll pay up to $250, 50/50 cost share on bush hogging for your farm. You have to have a farm number, and you need to call because time is running out. Trader Days has been set for Saturday, June the 7th. I started running this last week. It sounded so far away. It's not. It's at the Battlefield Park. And if you want to be a vendor, call Janice. The individual vendor fee is $15. Food vendors, just $30. They're going to have all sorts of door prizes. There's always great things to buy, see, eat, do. And, of course, all this leads up with a fundraiser side of it to the 7th Annual Walnut Festival later on in September. Again, call Janice at 496-9996. Call my buddy, Commander Lloyd Salyer of our DAV here in Salyersville. If you want to be part of or find out more about the Golf Scramble, you can also just register the morning of Friday, July the 18th over at the Paintsville Country Club. It is a four-person scramble. My apologies, ladies. $250 per teams. They're going to sign up at 8 and they're going to tee off at 9 over at the Paintsville Country Club. Cash prizes for first and second, but, it's all about the organization that you're helping. And we'd like to help you get your organizational announcement out there, or that, of course, for your birthday or anniversary wish. Please tell me when you have one. I do have tonight one funeral service announcement for a sweet little soul who brightened the inside of Fraser's Prater Drug Store for so many years and will be so forever missed. And, of course, as well by her family and friends. 76-year-old Dorothy Howard Puckett of Bullmar Road passed away on today's date, the daughter of the late Beecher and Bessie Arnett Howard. She was employed at Fraser's Prater Drug Store for many, many years and is survived by her husband, Charles, her sisters, Etta Jean Wireman and Catherine Cochran, and a host of family and friends. Funeral services for Dorothy are going to be held this Friday morning at 11 from the Salyersville Funeral Home. Visitation will be tomorrow night and all day Thursday at the Salyersville Funeral Home.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
Check out the season savings at Conley's. Save $100 on select sets of new truck tires, $140 on new Bridgestones, $200 on Continental, $180 on Goodyears, and more till the end of May. Plus brake jobs, oil changes, computer diagnostics, and 6 months no interest. Conley Tire in Staffordsville and ConleyTire.net. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER.
At Big Sandy Healthcare, every patient is seen as an individual deserving of respect, compassion, and top quality care. For us, it isn't about who they are or where they come from, but about the dignity and the care that they deserve. Our commitment goes beyond simply treating diseases. We tackle food insecurity, transportation problems, and other barriers many of our patients experience that hold them back from living fuller, healthier lives. At Big Sandy Healthcare, that's what sets our organization apart.
The one and only Lori Morgan. Ruby Anniversary Tour 2025. Friday, June 6th, the Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg. Reserve seats on sale now at macarts.com or at the People's Bank box office.
With spring comes sniffles and sneezes from that pesky fine powder from plants. Pollen, one of the worst words ever. You could try to limit your time outdoors, but that's really not an option for most of us. So talk to the pharmacist at Parkway Pharmacy and make a plan for personalized solutions for allergy and asthma relief today.
Hi, I'm Patty Maynard, your local health insurance agent here in McGoffin County. I've been serving our people for over 25 years. I would love to discuss Medicare products with you. I represent Humana Insurance Company as well as others. My office is here in Sayersville on Route 7 on Superior Hill, beside the entrance to Bluegrass Cemetery in the same building as Patty's Tax Service. My office is open 10 to 5, Monday through Friday. I would love to see you, or you can just call us at 606-349-1993.
It's your go-to place for unique gifts, hard to find, or special gifts for anyone, including yourself. A new selection of inspirational gifts. Personalized and other new jewelry arrivals. A fresh new restock of Diva and the other Tyler Candle Company scents that will not stay on the shelves. Plus new colors and styles of the ever-popular Brewmate. And decorate for the season and for the 4th with a little hometown local feel at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. In other headlines tonight, our state representative for the 92nd District, John Blanton, has been appointed to the relatively newly formed Disaster Prevention and Resiliency Task Force. To which he tells us, quote, as not only a former law enforcement officer, but as a neighbor, I have seen the devastation these disasters cause too often. Even when the skies have cleared and creeks have settled, our communities are left behind, scattered, to pick up the pieces. And he is grateful, he says, to have been appointed by Speaker Osborne to serve as a member of this task force, and he looks forward to working with his colleagues to ensure our Commonwealth is effectively prepared for both prevention and recovery. The task force itself was created following the passage of Senate Concurrent Resolution 67 during this past regular session. The work of the Disaster Prevention and Resiliency Task Force is essential in helping us better prepare for future emergencies, protect lives, and support long-term recovery. And that statement comes from Majority Caucus Chair Suzanne Miles, who also says that the task force will study and assess current and future policy needs aimed at strengthening Kentucky's ability to prepare for, respond to, and recover from natural disasters, and this work will include a thorough review of statewide risk assessment practices, strategic planning efforts, and disaster prevention measures. And the task force will also examine emergency response systems, the availability and coordination of temporary housing, and long-term relief strategies to ensure that communities across the Commonwealth are equipped to withstand and recover from these crises. And certainly, could there be no more point in support of this than the weather we have just seen and have continued to see, in my opinion, in greater frequency over the past few years. And moving on, just a little FYI, which probably does not apply to students and staff because they probably know just down to the very second how many there are left in the school year, but for everyone else who's a little on the outside, the last day of school is this weekend. There will be dismissing early. The McGoffin County Schools is reminding students, parents, staff, and the public at large that tomorrow will be the last day for students of the school year, and they'll be dismissing at noon. Teachers go the next day, and then they will get summer break as well. And for the big events for the year end, Again, students get out at noon tomorrow, and the Harold Whitaker Middle School 8th grade promotion will be Thursday evening, 6:30, and then Friday evening, McGoffin County High School will hold graduation ceremonies in the McGoffin County High School gymnasium at 7. 8th grade, Thursday, 6:30. Seniors crossing the stage at 7 o'clock this Friday. All right, let's take a look at some radar. Look down south. Look at Atlanta and to the south of that part of Georgia. I just checked. I didn't see any tornado watches or warnings issued, but definitely some severe thunderstorm action down there in that part of the United States as we are seeing low pressure really crank up some activity in a lot of places for us. It has dwindled here as of this afternoon and early evening. Right now, just under a half inch of rain. 0.45 of an inch of rain here at the newsroom in downtown Sayersville over the course of today. And that's, of course, since midnight, where we did top out at 71 earlier today, 66 right now. It looks as though humidity's up there, obviously. Dew points at 65 degrees. Sunrise at 6:15 and sunset at 8:46. We're still seeing some scattered showers out there. And while those are going to be on and off tonight, we have them in the forecast for your Wednesday as well. We have another 60% chance of some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. You know, early estimates from the National Weather Service were calling for this rain event anywhere between 1 to 3. I'm leaning closer to the 1 than the 3, or somewhere there in the middle. But as of right now, like I said, it's broken up pretty good, and we're seeing a little bit of relief as far as the showers, which, you know, we're still good on rainfall. Keep that in mind. But also, keep in mind, it's the weather, and we have a 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms, but mostly winding down for this evening, and then again 60 to 70 on your Wednesday. Yes, I had to think for a minute on that one. 73 tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, and again a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. I think the rain again is going to be largely in check for us as of right now. Tomorrow night, a low of 57 degrees and only about a 30% chance of any lingering showers, and that looks to be before 8 o'clock or so for your Wednesday, so hopefully wrapping up on a mild note. Temperatures will go from the low 70s where they were today, and again tomorrow, I think mid-60s for your Friday. That's some cold air. The doors open for it on Friday, mostly cloudy skies. Another round of some showers, thunderstorms that to the tune of 70%. We'll talk about how much they might add up to right now. Not a major rainmaker, but that does take us into your weekend, which is getting here a day quicker for most everyone. And with that, we do see some sunshine return. Yes, yay, I hear the yay. 74, mostly sunny. Now, we do have a 30% of chance of just showers, mainly after 2 o'clock or so on your Saturday. No thunderstorms or anything of that nature, but Saturday and Sunday, a pesky 20 to 30% chance of showers. Daytime highs in the low 70s, so another pretty decent weekend. Some sun, some clouds, maybe more sun than what we saw for this past weekend because cloud cover was a little heavier than what we would have liked and kind of kept the chill on with that breeze that was out there, didn't it? But look at that thereafter. Say it is so. Say it is so, because it's 78 on Monday, sunny skies, and I think we're going to tip the 80 scale by Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday again, as temperatures and conditions clear up and perk up, and we need that to happen. 2 days in the 80s consecutively, Tuesday and Wednesday, will just about equal what we've seen thus far, and what's been a cool stretch for essentially the entire month of May, which has, of course, been accompanied with a lot of severe weather in parts of Kentucky and elsewhere, which is looking towards a calming trend as we get ready to start June. It's a good thing. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. See you back here on tomorrow's show, won't I? Good night. Thanks for watching.